Hey, what's up, you guys? This is AJ coming to you once again from the Thwip side. Just yesterday, I had a chance to check out the first episode of the new Halo series, and although I hear grumblings of people not really responding well to it, a lot of complaints out there, I actually enjoyed it, and I can't wait to the next episode. But while watching, one of the things that really stood out for me is how the Master Chief looked. And all through that episode, I said to myself, man, I've always wanted a Master Chief figure and I've just never picked one up. So I ran to my Target today looking for some other figures. Actually, I was looking for Black Suit Spider-Man from the new Retro Wave, even though I have one on pre-order. But anyway, getting off topic. But I did manage to stumble upon some Halo figures, and Master Chief was there. So I said, now's as good a time as any to pick him up. So this is the Master Chief from the Spartan collection by Jazzwares. And just quickly looking at the packaging, I really like it, how it's simple and the color scheme really offsets the figure. You get a little green here and black, of course, it just says Master Chief. The Chief with all of his accessories, Halo. Just a Tampo design there. Picture of Master Chief there. Nothing except for window on that side where it says Halo Infinite. Then a product shot. Some more characters in the wave. So yeah, nice simplistic packaging. I really like it. Where is the Mumbo Jumbo? Oh, caught me off guard. Mumbo Jumbo right there. So I'm going to pop him open and check him out. So here's the Chief out of the packaging, and I'm interested to take a look at this guy. Not only is he my first Halo figure ever of any kind, but also my first Jazzwares figure. The Fortnite stuff to me looked interesting. I love a lot of the Fortnite character designs. So far, not enough for me to pick any up. I don't play the game. The kids do, but if they ever come out with the Krampus skin from Fortnite as a figure, I will pick that up because I don't know, there's something about that figure that I absolutely love. But moving on, we'll take a look at his accessories. The cool thing is he does come with some extra hands, a set of fists, and then you got two splayed out hands. And I believe this hand, I think it's for a weapon. There's a cat hair everywhere. A weapon holding hand for the rifle. Speaking of the rifle, out of the package, this thing's gonna need some heat. It came all bent and gnarly. So I'm gonna have to heat that up because something tells me that's not the design. It is like a rather soft, rubbery material. It looks pretty thin though. I'm not sure about this, but then again, it's supposed to be a futuristic weapon once I straighten it out with some heat. But it looks decent for what it is. And then he comes with a grapple gun so he can be Batman. No, I'm just kidding. And I guess the string comes out and all that jazz. I probably won't use that much at all, if at all. Checking out the Chief, I really like his look, how he came out. I mean, that's Master Chief. And I like the paints. They're pretty clean, and I like how, you get some wear and tear from the paint apps. Give that wear and tear look, because I don't think he should be totally clean. He's always in battle. I mean, those like scorch marks or whatever that is. Not really dings, just marks from where he's seen some action. Helmet's really cool. But yeah, I really like how he looks. Of course, you got all the armor hitting the points of what I remember from the games. I have played the games. I'm not a huge Halo purist or whatever. Not that I don't want to be, just, time. Don't always have time for different things. As we take a look at the back. More of the scuffers. It's good they hit the back. I really appreciate it when they do that and don't leave. When companies leave the back with no paint, it's kind of crappy in my opinion. But yeah, I've read some of the books, but the show has definitely got me to want to delve back into the Halo world, because I always did find it really interesting and fun games. So there's the Chief, and I do think he looks pretty cool. Now, while I really love how this Master Chief figure came out, articulation, I'm on the fence about, because there are some problems. We will get into all of that. He can look up a little bit, because, well, actually, he should be able to look up a little. Well, there's space to look up more, but he just can't. That's fine. He can look down quite a bit. And of course, side to side, tiny bit of tilt. Arm rotates, goes up. This piece is a little softer, so you can get it a little bit more, but I'd say about there, which isn't too bad. Of course, he's got the bicep swivel. Nice double jointed elbows that go all the way up, which is cool. Usually armored figures, you don't see that. He has wrist articulation, of course, and really stiff hinge. They do go up and down. I popped them out off camera. It's just really stiff. I'll have to loosen them up. So that's pretty cool. But here's where I run into the issues. Out of the package, when I took him out, and I don't know if that's meant to prevent it from breaking or what, but his upper torso just, whole piece popped off, whole upper body. And I was like, wow, okay. And that will happen here if you put too much pressure. And this is the main problem I have with the articulation. He can only twist. Oh, see? And he pops off. So that's kind of irksome. And I don't know if this is tight, but I don't believe there's a waist underneath this belt. I cranked on that thing and nothing happened. I could be wrong, because it does want to move a little, but I'm afraid if I crank too much, I'll break it. And if I do crank too much, the upper body comes off again. This gives him some nice tilt though, but nothing really for arcing back, and crunch again, pops off. And the ball there, as you can see, that's not. Oh, wait a minute. This is popping off. What the heck? So the whole thing fell off. So can it turn? I wonder if I heat this up if it can turn. Not sure. Now I got to figure out how to put this back on properly. Oh, crap. Let's see. Okay, now that I've got them back together, Jesus. We'll continue articulation. Obviously, don't stress on those parts too much or he just becomes a mess. Nothing's broken. It just all pops off. He does kick up nicely. Kicks back a little bit. His out is really nice. He has swivel at the hip a little bit. And then he has big old double jointed knees, but it kind of makes that big gappy mess. I mean, it crashes here and it doesn't go any farther up there. So that's kind of ugly, guys. He does have ankle, which goes back a little bit before it crashes. Goes up a tad bit more. It's got really nice pivot and toe articulation. So bottom line for me is that I wanted to like this figure more than I do. Overall, you saw my issues with his torso popping apart, which may be to stop breakage, and I know he's heavily armored, but I would have at least, even the crunch would be, excusable lack of crunch because of all that armor. But then, in my opinion, he should have had either a waist swivel or the torso should have been able to turn without popping apart. And the other major gripe I hit, so that is a big disappointment. That hinders poses, especially for a character that shoots guns, the twist. Here I was able to fudge something together. But the other big disappointment is the gappiness and the double jointed knees. I mean, I appreciate the range, but for a figure like this, heavily armored, I would have much rather they went with like a single joint instead of the double, and maybe that would have eliminated the gappiness. And overall, I hate to say it, overall I haven't been disappointed in a figure in a while. Overall, though, also he feels a bit cheap, which is also disappointing because I've heard a lot of good things about the Jazzwares company. I mean, I hear people that are into the Fortnite stuff really liking it. I've never heard of quality issues with the Fortnite line, so I'm hoping. I know there's more figures on the way. I think this is wave 2, so they've done at least a few waves. I'm not sure how many at this point, but I know there are more figures down the line. I looked them up, and there's some on pre-order at some sites. So hopefully they work on improving, and if they release another Master Chief, I probably will check him out to see if they improve, because I was hoping, just by in package looking at him, I was like, oh, that's cool. The show is cool. Maybe I can, maybe this is a line I'm finally going to get into. There was another Spartan figure in the store when I picked him up, and I almost picked both of them up, and I'm kind of glad I didn't at this point. It's just kind of bummer because he does look really cool and presents really well. When the QC issue up there, or the problems aside there, but the gaps, who knows? I'm not sure at this point if I'm going to pick another one up in the line. I really want to, because they're cool, man. They're cool looking figures. Halo's got a lot of cool character designs. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend. I couldn't sit here on my channel and recommend him to you at this point. If you think he looks cool and those gripes I have are they don't bother you, but then by all means. But I'm not going to sit here and recommend him and then have one of you guys pick him up and fall apart and be disappointed. Hopefully, maybe I'll pick up another one, not Master Chief, but different character, see if there's the same issues. Well, I guess I'm rambling on, and my disappointment, whoa, too much. That'll about do it. Still check out the Halo show if you haven't yet. I personally think it's pretty cool. It's a nice start to the series, I think, and I can't wait for the second episode to check it out. That being said, thanks for all the support. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to hit that like button, thwip that notification bell, and I will catch you guys all right back here on the Thwip side. Later.